Good afternoon, gang. This is Tom here. This is Train Animation Automation Part 3 now. Excuse me. And I added a Light-It to the code, and I set that Light-It up as a signal address of 500. And then I got these test LEDs here that connect to the Light-It. And I got them all jumpered and everything to the track over there behind that BNSF engine that I'm working on. And these LEDs, so it's green right now. That's why the light is lit up. And it's a green and red only signal. So I just have a green, a red, and a black wire. Black wire is the common, and the red and green are the red and green aspects. So that's that. So I decided to do that because I'm making a panel for this automation and the Light-It, and the lights will be on the panel, and then the Light-It will turn the light from green to red and back to green again. And this way, I don't need to have 10 motors to change the lights like I was going to do. It's a lot cheaper to get 10 Light-Its than it is to get 10 tortoise motors or smalls or Cobalt IPs or whatever. They're for turnouts. I just needed something to switch the colors on when I push the button to run the engine. So if you remember the other videos, I had engine 4310 in here. I was practicing that, just getting it to go back and forth. So this here code was just to test the reed switch. And one of the videos, if you guys remember, I was asking where I could get reed switches, and I found a place. And right there is a reed switch. It's black. It sits, I don't have anything to point with, so I use my finger. It sits right there. And I had it in there before, and the reed switches were just a little bit too big for code 83 railroad tie spacing along here, you know. And what I did was, I didn't know any better, I just pressure fit it in. I pushed it in and it got in there, and it was below the ties, that's the rails, that's all I cared about, because the magnet that's on the engine, that's those magnets there I showed you before, goes over top of that and triggers it. So this wasn't working, and I guess because it was pressed in there, it might have been pressing against something, not making it work or whatever. So what I decided to do was I removed this from here, and then I tested it on the mini panel and with a magnet, and the LED on the mini panel was flickering, so now I knew it worked. And then what I did was I shaved this tie and this tie with my X-Acto knife, and shaved it back, made it narrow or tie in the inside there. And now the reed switch, this slips right in nice and smooth. So when I push this button here on this one, I have a couple of push buttons here, just testing other things, and if I push this button here, the LED is going to switch from green to red, and the engine is going to start moving. And then when it hits that reed switch, you're going to hear the engine gear down and come to a stop just before that bumper. Before, I was timing it and doing delays and stuff like that. On a layout, when you run it around the track, that's going to be hard to do, to get the delays to go the whole thing, because one time it might take 1 minute to go around, and then another time it might take 50 seconds to go around. It all depends. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to push the button, and we'll hear the train horn and everything. That's what's good about the Tsunami sound. And then we'll see the light change to red. It just changed to red. There's the engine, and the bell's playing, and it's going to go over that reed switch, which is right there, right now. And now the light changed back to green on the signal, and you see it slowing down. It's just coming up to the bumper. Real close. So that's how I do it. Now the other reed switches I can put in on a layout, and now I know how to work them. All I got to do is shave the ties where I'm going to place them, and then I'll be soldering longer wires on to make them reach to the mini panel anyway. So, and the only reason the input was working wire is because it's directly screwed into the mini panel, which can take smaller wires. Those contacts down the bottom there are pretty small. So if I just slide this engine back to here, and I will give it a second. Right there is a magnet. I had a solder on that top piece when I got it today. It was broke off. So that magnet's going to go on the crane hook so that it can pick up the metal and stuff in the scrap yard. So it's not a real magnet. All it is plastic, but it's shaped to be like a magnet. Go down. So let's just push this button again. The light went to red, and there he goes. Then when I get down the other end, I'll take the engine off. I'll show you the bottom where how I had to get the magnet to work. There we go. Okay. So, if I take this car off, put it there, and take this car off, and turn it over, you'll see the magnet. Now, I had to take this plastic piece, there's a screw right in the center there, sorry I can't point because I'm holding the engine and the camera at the same time. And what I did was, first I glued it right on the top of that, and it was still, you know, it looked good, and I put it on the track and it rolled, but then I put it on my test track here and ran it over that turnout, and when it got on the turnout it shorted out for a second here and there. So then I decided to take that plastic piece off. I drilled a hole, and then to get that to glue in and stay in, that's why you see a little mess there, but it's going to be on the bottom. Who's going to notice it anyway? But then it glued and it stayed, and it's not going to come out. So that's what I had to do, put the magnet on the bottom there. And if we get out a little bit, it's a little clearer. But so that's how that works. So that's it, guys. Now on to getting the trains working on the layout. I got one working, and then this engine here is the passenger train, and I needed the reed switch to work because I wanted to stop at the train station and then move on and stuff like that. So that's what's coming in the next video. So this is Tom. I hope everybody has a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you all in the next video. Everybody, take care.